Welcome to my live. Hope we're doing well. There we go. Started a few minutes early, but we'll go ahead and wait till 1 o'clock because I got a few people who will be coming in. I'm Coach Zo. Welcome to the ZoShow Live, sponsored by Distal Point Tumbling. Distal Point Tumbling. We have the equipment. We have the expertise. Let's bring tumbling to you in Kansas, of course. So today we're going to talk about formations, and while we're waiting for everybody to get in, right? We're waiting for everybody to get in. I was doing some studying because formations is such a broad topic to me, because when I think of formations, I think of choreography, and then when I think of choreography, I think of where, like the beginning of a routine, the end of a routine, but a lot of the people on our lives are cheer coaches, and so I was like, we don't really have that many routines. I know we have our routine for state, but even that, we don't have too much to do with routines. And so I was studying. Anyway, I was studying up. I was watching some old videos I had of routines. I think his name is Brett Blackburn. He is the owner of Bama Cheer, Bama All Stars, and just going over that stuff, and it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch, and I just didn't know how I was going to go do a live about it. But I watched it because I wanted to be good, and I wanted to make sure that I had current topics. I had like up-to-date information about choreography for today. And I'm watching it, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching it, and I'm watching it. It's only 45 minutes, but I think I made it like 25 minutes through, and I was like, I done forgot more about this than I want a kid to learn about. But then I said, what about the dance section? What about the dance section? So today, for today's live, we're going to go over my things that I've learned, things that I have learned in my journey as becoming a choreographer. Okay, so I'm a cheer coach, and that doesn't pay a lot of money, so sometimes I would go around and do choreography to make a little bit more money. Not a lot, but still. And as I was doing that, I had to learn some things to help the choreography flow and make sure that I was helping that team. And it's even more stressful and anxiety driven because I don't see that team again, and they don't know me. So like whatever I do here, that's what they're gonna base me on. Like if I have a bad practice, I can come back and have another one, but if I do bad at choreography, terrible, right? So let's talk about the dance section, okay? First of all, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little corny, but when I was doing the choreography for Bethany, I was dance section daddy. I love the dance section. I love the intricacies. I love the hype, right? And to me, I always told people like the dance section is a celebration for the fact that we just survived 2 minutes and 15 seconds of sheer torture, right? A cheer routine is a sprint where you have to do a high jump and a low jump, and you have to catch people, make sure they don't die. It's so much stress and it's so much work. And I always made the dance section the celebration for the whole thing. Like, guys, you did it. Let's party our butts off. Literally. So, the first thing I want to tell you when you're choreographing your dance section is, sorry, I had to wash my glasses off. When you're making your dance section, center it around fun. Center it around, listen, the person who has the most fun in any arena is probably the person that's winning. I'm just be honest. If you hate your job, you're probably not that good at it. If your cheerleaders hate their team, they're probably not the best people to have on your team. They probably have the worst attitudes on your team, right? So same thing. Let's make it a whole bunch of fun so then everybody wants to get to the end of the routine. At least they have the dance section to look forward to. Okay. Here's something that I tell my kids at the beginning of choreography. Your counts are yours. Once I give them to you, they are yours. Do not ask me what I told you to do. Do not ask me what your count. Once I give them to you, they are yours, okay? In a traditional all-star routine, there are 44 8 counts. Imagine we have a small team of 20 people. That's 880 counts. There's no way I'm going to remember all that. So tell your athletes, once I give you your counts, they're yours. You have to be responsible to them. Obviously, if you have like minis and the babies, the parents have to remember them. And it's not even that long. It's like an 8 count of dance. Okay, so your counts are yours. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, 4 counts. I coached college dance for 7 years, along with coaching college cheer. And I went to a summit, and the instructor at the summit was like, listen, I don't care what the transition is. I don't care what the choreography is. You have 4 counts to get there. I don't care. And I love that. Like, yeah, we need to make this tight. We need to make this sharp. We need to make it aesthetically pleasing. You have 4 counts. So in any transition that we're doing, your athletes only have 4 counts. If they cannot get there in 4 counts, they're going too far. They're going too far. Shorten it up. Make them do something different. But that 4 counts. Okay. Now, when you're doing dance choreography, I want you to do, when you're thinking of like, again, formation wise, I want you to divide by 1, 2, or 3. So what do I mean? I mean, okay, if we're doing dance choreography and there's 8 of us, let's stick to 20. Let's stick to 20 because I started with 20. If there's 20 of us, in the first 4 counts of an 8 count, the 20 of us can all be doing the same motions, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. No problem. Now divide by 2. These next 4 counts have tending to go do something and tending to do something else. In my brain, I usually like to have a forward and a back. Divide that by half, right? So then if it's, it wouldn't be 2 lines. Let's imagine it's 4 lines because it's 20 kids. Let's imagine it's 2 lines. Imagine it, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now front row is going to back row is going to front row, 5, 6, 7, 8. And even on the 5, 6, 7, 8, depending on your athletes and depending on how advanced they are, right? It could be 5, 6, 7, 8, which I love that combination, right? So as they're walking, they can walk, 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 and then jump to their spot on 8. So you want to divide by 1. The first 4 8 counts, they're all doing it together. The second 4 8 counts, they're going to forward backwards. They're still actually doing the choreography together, but, right? And then you want to divide by 3. So this one's a little tricky because there's 20 of them. So 6, 6. Ooh, actually, this is going to get to my next point, right? So you have 6, 6, and 6. They're all going to do different things. So then instead of forward and backwards, let's rotate, right? So we have 2 lines. We just went front and back. Well, now, let's say this is, I hope this is the right side. We'll say this is the right side. This is my right side. Right, the right side, I'll have 6 of them. So maybe the last 2 on the front row and the last one in the back row, they're going to rotate to the front to make a diamond formation. Then I'll take the next 3. Okay, so the last, I can't do math, but I'll take 3 more going that way. I'll take some going this way. And now we're in a diamond formation. Boom, boom, boom. Make it work. Make it work. We're in a diamond formation, and we're only 12 counts in, right? So when you're doing dance choreography, you want to divide by 1, 2, and 3. And I do 1, 2, and 3 because that's just how I thought about it in my head. But you can do 3, 2, and 1. You can do 2, 3, 1. You know, the more sophisticated you get with it, the better your choreography is going to look. Can you do 4 and 5 and 6? Sure, but dividing by 4 is like dividing by 2, so I never do it. I do 1, 2, and 3, right? All right, so when you are dividing by 1, you have an 8 count max to be doing the same thing. There's no reason why 20 people should be doing the same thing for a whole 8 counts. Sans, you know, if they're under 6 years old, 6 even, if they're 6 and they're the oldest child, this actually is a thing. If they're 6 and they're the oldest child, maybe they can spend an 8 count doing the same motions with the group. But if they're older than that, they shouldn't be spending more than 1 8 count doing the same motion. Not the same synchronized. They shouldn't be spending more than 1 8 count doing synchronized motions. So, now, listen to me. Listen to me. Only the athletes who are in center can cross center. Please, save yourself the headache. Save yourself the headache. If there are 20 athletes, 2 lines, front row, back row, there's no reason Sally at the back row, last girl, should try to get to the other side. We have 4 counts. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to that girl. Okay? This is the dance section. Now, I don't do tumbling, running tumbling in my dance section. If you want to, you can. That would probably be the only exception where I would have her cross center. But if they're just doing motions, if they're just dancing, seat rolls, things like that, don't do it. Okay? But my girls in the center can get to the end. Either way, pow pow, and they can also get front to back. So I have no problem with my girls in the center getting away. I actually like for girls to start in the center, and then I like to do 4 8 counts of dance, sometimes 6 if the team is sassy. Right? I like to do 4 8 counts of dance, but that first girl in the front, 4 counts, those first 4 counts she's gonna rock. And then I'll have her probably spend some time on the outside and then some time in the back, right? And then if you think about, if we have 20 athletes, we'll probably have 2 girls splitting center. So then they'll go center, outside, back, maybe middle, okay? Center to me is like in relationship, if you think of a spectrum, center, and then middle is like, if you think about a circle, that the middle of the circle. That's just me, right? So center, outside, back, middle, and then kind of work everyone else in that same type of style. They don't all have to go the same way. You can do it the same way. There's nothing wrong with that. But try to get them all over the floor, because without it being chaotic. But if you can get everybody all over the floor, that's going to be good choreography, and it's going to lead to different formations, right? Because you're like, well, I already had you here and here, so I'm going to have to figure out, be creative, how I can get you here while not ruining the rest of the dance section. Okay? So, rule number 1, you have 4 counts. No, rule number 1 is your counts are your counts. Rule number 2 is you have 4 counts to get anywhere on the floor. Rule number 3, when you're thinking of dance choreography, divide by 1, 2, and 3 for the dance that you're doing and who's doing what. Okay? Only athletes in the center can cross center. Here's one that I made. This is a personal one to me. First of all, I'm just gonna tell you about myself. I became a coach to include. I became a coach to help everyone understand how much they're celebrated, how much they're loved, and how much they're wanted. That's why I coach. If you don't coach for those reasons, you may not have these same rules, and that's okay. But these are my rules, right? If you cannot dance and you are in front, which you will most likely be, because I like to move people around, you better give us something to watch. Okay, so I understand not everybody's coordinated, not everybody has rhythm, right? Not everybody can dance, no problem. But if you're in the front, sometimes that's just how the choreography flows. Hey, I need you here. Show me something, right? And I divorced myself from the concept of winning a long time ago, right? Like, winning to me is hitting zero deductions, hitting a routine that is as difficult as it should be for us, and then doing it as a team, right? So if it's the dance section, you can't dance, can you do the worm? I will let you do the worm for 4 counts if you can do it well, right? You can't, all right, do the worm. Maybe you are super flexible. Give me a leg hold. Give me a bow and arrow, right? Standing on the floor, pow, that's beautiful. Maybe you are an amazing tumbler, right? And you can't dance, but you have a tumbling skill that's unique. 4 counts, bust it right there, right? If you cannot dance and you're in the front and you're in the center, show me something, okay? Next, this is very similar, very similar. If you are a distraction, you better give us something to watch. It's literally the same thing, right? I celebrate all my athletes, but not everybody's the same. Not everybody's in a fortunate situation, right? I'll give you an example. Me and my wife were getting married. Beautiful vanilla goddess Amanda, I love her so much. And I told my sister months in advance, yo, this is where we're getting our tuxes. I'm ordering them. I will pay for them. Go get the boys sized. She did the sizing on her own because she didn't have the time. Single mom, I get it. Those boys, though, are growing like weeds. They're 18 and 19. The 19-year-old 6'8", and the 18-year-old 6'4". Like, they're just tall, right? So when they are in their tuxedos, like, the pants are super high. They look crazy. Well, sometimes when you're ordering uniforms, that happens too. The girls, sometimes the belly's sticking out, or the skirt doesn't fit the right way. It's just obvious a distraction, right? Nothing we can do about it, but you're on our team and I love you. So if you're going to be a distraction, that's okay. But now you got to give us something to watch. What is it that you can contribute? Again, can you do the worm? Again, are your toe touches lovely? Can you do, I have a lot of girls who want to break from dance, so they do competition cheer. Can you do a stag? Can you do a handstand and then bend your legs and make it cute, right? Whatever is legal within our level, but unique to cheer, unique to what we traditionally see, put that in there, right? Any place with me that has athletes is a safe place. So I'm going to celebrate you, even if you are a little weird, even if you are a little quirky. You might be sometimes athletes are just, they have a little baby weight on them and they look a little funny. I don't care, right? But if you're going to be a distraction, let's celebrate you. Show me what you can do and let's do this. We have 4 counts. All right. So when we're talking about choreography, right, a lot of people get so wrapped up in the formations. Listen, I don't care if you're an engineer, I don't care if you're an architect. There's only so many ways you can put 20 people. There's only so many ways you can put 12 people. There's only so many ways you can put 8 people. What is just as important as the actual formation is how we get into our formation and how we come out of our formation. Right? Because that's going to tell a whole story as well. So let's talk about dance, right? Okay, we have 20 people. No problem. Let's use our imagination. We already know that it's divisible by 3, 6, 6, 6, and then that leaves us with 2. Cool. Give me a little bit more of your imagination. Imagine that those 2 is a boy, a girl. Boy, like me. Girl, like, Gabby. Girl like Gabby, right? Partner stunt them. What you can do is you can have a inverted V, right? 6 to the right, 6 to the left, 6 behind them, inverted V. Okay? Now, that V can all shift diagonally so that, actually, let's make it a regular V. We got 6 in front, 6 in the side, 6 in the left. We got Gabby and Zoe in the back, right? So now we're doing our choreography, boom, boom, boom. But now we're going to transition diagonally, boom, boom, boom. And as we open up, right, let's say we get to our spot on 8, 7, 8. Gabby and Zoe, 5, 6, toss 7, 8. So as that opens up to an inverted V, that stunt is hitting at the top, right? So now, because it's an inverted V, we've seen that our whole lives, but because there's a show in the middle of it, wow, that was beautiful. Now that's choreography, because it's not the formation, is what you did with it. How did you get to that? Right? So remember that everything you're doing is a dance. It's about optical, aesthetic pleasures. It's about taking something that is old, taking something that we've all done, that we all know, and then putting a fresh rinse on it. That's all you're doing, is putting a fresh rinse on it. And so just be open to the best thing to do is to say, hey, what is making this choreography hard for me? Right? Like having a boy. That makes it hard for me. I don't like having boys in the dance section when they can't dance. Oh, Amy, I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry, Amy. I don't necessarily like having boys in the dance, and because I boys are a distraction, but then these girls have been working their whole lives to be good at this, right? The boys are gonna take away from those girls, and that drives me a little bit crazy. But okay, these boys is making this hard for me. What can I do? Because we're gonna see that boy. We're gonna see that he can't dance. What can we do that he can't dance, but wow, that was amazing. No problem. Grab, maybe you don't have a flyer like Gabby. Maybe everybody on your team is just beautifully tall. You can still do simple things like a partner stunt transition where he grabs her, dips, and we kind of, I don't want to call it a Texas twister, but it's a very simple transition. And now we're looking at this boy. We know he can't dance, but we're still celebrating him because you gave us your best, right? Judges want that too. Judges want that too. They want your best. Did you just walk? Did you just walk in a formation? I think you could have done a little better than that, right? Did you have motions when you got to that formation? Okay, now you're spicing it up. Did you have opposing? Yes, opposing motions. Yes, opposing motions, right? Polarity, up and down. So if we're doing choreography and we got a front to back, it's really cool if the back gets really low and the front gets really high, right? It's just a front to back. It's just a front to back. But now we made it fire. And then imagine, right? We can nugget. We can all nugget. But now imagine instead of nuggeting, they pretend to nugget 5, hands down 6, and they Magic Mike slide to the front. Right? Not in a disgusting way, but like in an athletic way. But they fake the nugget, hands down, slide to the front, and then that back row, they like jump into an X to the back. Now it's like, whoa, that was an explosion. Front to back, we all want front to back. We know what the front to back is, but wow, thank you for making this a pleasure to watch. Man, that's all it is. Thank you for making it a pleasure to watch when you're doing your choreography. And this is going to take time. It's going to take practice. And a lot of people are like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pay somebody else to do that. That's probably the smartest thing to do, honestly. Like, work in what you're best at. But if you're young, if you have time, if you want to, just do it. And it's going to be bad. I remember the first time I did choreography, I was sweating. Everybody was looking at me, and I forgot the choreography. I'm gonna be honest, I was a procrastinator at that time, so I didn't have it all done. So I was just freestyling, right? And that was painful. That was very painful. But I learned from it, right? You learn from it, you do it again. You learn how to prepare. Sometimes you think you know how to prepare. It's like your first, we talked about the test yesterday. It's like your first really big test. You thought you knew how to study. And then you show up to the test like, yo, I don't know how to study. And so it's the same thing with choreography. It's the same thing with coaching. It's the same thing, right? Get your reps in. And sometimes you're going to want to crawl underneath a desk. And that's okay. That's part of it. But then there's going to be other times where they're like, oh my goodness, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I was coaching, I have my gym now, and I didn't want to have a cheer squad, but there's no middle school cheer. So the girls don't even have an opportunity to learn about cheer before they try out for high school. And then they only take about 10 girls. They only have 10 girls on the team. So they only take about 3 every year, right? And I was like, there's no way. Like I have to coach. And so I'm teaching them just like 4 8 counts of choreography. And the parents are back there like, what is this witchcraft? What is this? Right? But I had coached so much choreography up until this point that I had some things that I just committed to automatic memory. I had some things that, oh, you're this type of person. Oh, you like this coordination. Oh, you have this extra coordination. I like to do this and that. So guys, just do it. Just go through it. Watch some videos. I love watching all-star videos. I love watching high school cheer videos. I hope you do too. Watch some videos for some inspiration. Take notes of things that you got. I think I could teach that. And don't be afraid to borrow. Don't be afraid. You don't think that, oh, they did that over there, we can't do it. First of all, you're not, I mean, as long as you don't take the whole routine, but if you take four 4 dances from a routine that you saw, and then you look at another routine and you take 4 motions from that routine, and then you take a transition from another routine and you put it all in your routine, well, now it's a whole new dance. So nothing is new under the sun. Let's present it in a refreshing way, and let's have as much fun as possible. If we can do those things, you're going to have great choreography. So I'm going to wrap this up. Amy made my day, though. Thank you so much, Amy. When you're doing choreography, tell your athletes, your counts are yours. That's going to save you a big headache. It's at least going to help them learn how to be responsible. Number 2, they have 4 counts to get from anywhere for any transition. Number 3, when you're making your choreography, divide by 1, 2, and 3 when you're going through your 8 counts. Okay, I like to do 4 counts at a time. Divide by 1, so the whole group, then divide by 2, half and half, and divide by 3 for the next 4. So 12 counts. Okay, we got that. Only the athletes in the center can cross center. That's going to keep it very simple. It's going to avoid a lot of headaches. I think we're on 4. If you cannot dance and you are in the front, you better work. Show me something. If you are a distraction, again, something's falling and I don't know what it is. Oh, my microphone. Show me something. Choreography is not just your formations, but it's how you get in and out of your formations. So take that into consideration because it's just as important. If you cannot dance, then, I didn't even say this. If you cannot dance, you better be strong because I'm probably going to have you building. Okay? Show and go here. 360 here. Swedish here. Okay? We are all a part of this team and we all have a job to do. Some of us don't have rhythm and that's okay. I love you. We're going to find a job for you though because we celebrate. And hey, listen. You're going to get it. This is a big point of contention. When I first started coaching All-Star, I worked for a great person. Her name was Bridget. Shout out to Bridget. I'm going to go on a tangent. Shout out to Bridget. Bridget ended up having to close down the All-Star gym, left it all to me, and we were kind of in a bad place because I felt like she set me up for failure. And then 4 years later, Bridget brought my son into this world. She's a nurse. And then 2 years after that, she brought my other son into this world. So no matter what I was upset about before Joaquin and Reneas came into this world, Bridget, I love you forever for making sure that my first son was healthy. He had a few complications, and then for loving my second son just as much, right? But anyway, guys, my microphone is going through it right now. But Bridget was always mad at her college coach because they put her in the back because she was tall. She's like, I'm the best dancer on the team. I shouldn't have to be in the back. I think if you are the best dancer on the team, you will still be the best dancer in the back. If you are truly the best dancer on the team, you could be in the back corner of the mat. You could be, if you're on a cheer squad, you could be on the other side of the football field. If you are truly the best, people will see that, okay? And so don't let these parents bully you. Don't let these athletes bully you. If you have a vision and you think it's best for your team, then sometimes your best dancer has to be in the back. Tell her it's not forever. Tell her it's not because you hate her. Tell her it's because that's what we're doing right now. And you are a teammate first, cheerleader second, or dancer third. So this is just not your time, okay? Guys, I hope you guys are having a blessed day. I'm having a super blessed day. I love you. If you don't want to do choreography, if you don't have any cheers, if you don't have any chants, if you need help with jumps, if you need help with stunts, if you need help with tumbling, I'm here to help. I'm going to be flat out and say it. I'm here to help. Okay? I'm Coach Zo. I have a cheer coaching mentorship. If you want to be a part of the program, if you want to stop feeling inadequate, if you want to stop seeing these girls teach themselves how to stunt, if you want to stop seeing these girls teach themselves how to tumble and they're throwing skills and they're throwing it because they taught themselves how to do it, but you see that it looks scary, but you don't know how to help, I'm here. Okay? I'm going to attach the link, book a call. I'm not telling you to buy anything. That's not what I'm saying. I want to talk to you. If you feel like I want to talk to you. I want to see what your struggles are. I want to see if I can help. And if I can help, I'm going to help. And if I can't help, I'm going to figure out who can. Our athletes need the best of us. So let's get it to them. Hey, let's get the tools that we need to help the people that we lead succeed. Peace.